welcome to St. Augustine this evening. Yeah, that's the camera. God, I couldn't believe I got over here so quickly.
I was trying to work with them to fix the mic, and
it's okay.
got distracting.
You told me you were barely here. I should have listened to you.
You're fighting.
I can see that this is going to be what the morning show
volume.
is like.
Sound off, Lenny.
Can I push the freaking button?
You can't push the freaking button before we go out on air.
Sometimes people ask me what the show's like, and I go, it's just like working with kids. It's just like working with kids.
Kids and monkeys.
Don't make me come back there.
Turn this car around.
Don't make me stop this studio.
I'll turn this car around so fast your heads will spin.
Let me find this show so I can share it.
Oh my gosh, we're going to have so much fun today based on what the pre-show prep looked like.
I don't even know.
People coming in hot, people coming in
I'm
tired.
ready to leave.
Amanda's ready to start the weekend right now. Yep. All right, let's make some money for this show before it completely goes off the rails.
All right.
Powell Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been serving St. Augustine and St. Johns County for over 40 years. Their dedication is evident in everything they do, from the minute they answer the call to the time they get to your house until the time they finish. They're making you comfortable and confident about the care you're receiving from them. And they do all this with a fleet of over 10 trucks and a 15,000 square foot warehouse stocked with parts and equipment. Powell Heating and Air Conditioning, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, including nights, weekends, and holidays. Give them a call, 904-794-2665.
Absolutely. Opening their doors in 2008, Brightway Insurance, the Casey agency, has proudly stood by their customers through hurricanes, major floods, hail, and fires. Through these events, the agency has become a much-needed insurance resource in times of trouble and hardship. Honesty and integrity are the pillars of our core values, says owner Ashley Casey. We pride ourselves on being insurance experts while developing strategies that help our clients meet their insurance needs, and they truly enjoy the relationships that they have forged with you, St. Augustine. For all your insurance needs, Brightway Insurance, the Casey agency. Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine, their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been the recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford has also won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Check them out today online at bozardford.com or head on down there. Have a Jiffy Burger at Ford's Garage.
I'm going there tomorrow.
Awesome.
I'm taking Darcy there for
Jiffy
lunch tomorrow.
Burger.
Yes, I don't think I'm going to eat that. I heard the reviews on it aren't good.
Oh, come on.
They're the
I'm
best.
just kidding. You guys gather yourself.
You're just jealous you don't have a burger.
I'm good. I'm fine with that.
What is your problem putting Troy's meat in your mouth?
Anonymity. I don't know what that problem is.
Sticks to the roof of your mouth.
Boy, Blake and I are slightly embarrassed, and we're ready to go. All right, Land Title of America, whether you realize it or not, when you refinance the sale or purchase of a home, there is a title company involved. Mm-hmm. Don't get stuck with some out-of-town title company who doesn't give a crap when you're faced with challenges. Stay local. Choose Land Title of America. Just call or text Stephen Collins, 904-501-4481. He specializes in all types of real estate transactions. Land Title, your local title company, insuring America's land one title at a time because
they give a crap.
That's an
Yay.
A+ this week. Very
I
well.
missed that last week.
Well done. Last week, that was a little rough. I'm not going to lie. We did not have you. The tone was all off. It was rough.
I'm crazy.
Rough. All right. Lots of things going on in the world today. Did anyone start or end a trade war in the last 12 hours? I just got to check. I was working today. I just want to see what's going on.
Who knows?
Who knows? That's not a good sign.
I may or may not have.
You may or may not
I
have.
have a question for you, though.
Yes.
You had a great question this morning. You guys were talking about the best sex scenes in movies, and I cannot believe the movies you guys named. They're tragic.
What, Monsters Ball?
That's how I did not know. I thought that movie
You
was
wouldn't understand it. It had sexy sex in it.
You're talking about something with Lucifer. Like, what sex scenes are you people watching?
Oh, Angel Heart. Oh.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, no, that was no. My Catholic self wouldn't even get in the theater. If that was playing at movie number 6 and there were 5 other movies, I wasn't allowed to go to the entire theater till it left.
I can tell you that one made me blush. And it was,
Well,
man.
your story was hilarious, and it reminded me of Jerry Maguire. So there's a very famous sex scene in Jerry Maguire with Kelly Preston, R.I.P., and she's like riding cowboy with Tom Cruise, and she screams out, "Never stop effing me." I'm watching that movie with my dearly departed late grandmother right next to me. And Kelly Preston starts screaming, "Never stop effing me."
Yeah.
And I'm like, boobies flying, butts everywhere. I can't.
Yep.
It was traumatizing.
No, I was.
But what did your grandmother say?
She did not say anything.
She was engrossed in the film, obviously.
Total silence. The same tactic Troy used.
Yeah, no. We were laying on the floor. Judy and I were laying on the floor. Her parents were behind us, and we're the ones that had picked it out. We had no idea this scene was involved in this. And if you've ever seen Angel Heart, there's more than that. And they are the family. They were very Christian people as we're watching this. And
You sure they're related to you?
they're not related. No, they're
That
not
was a
related.
girlfriend's
family.
It was my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Family.
All right.
And Judy and I picked it out, and we could not make eye contact with them in any way, shape,
Or
or
each
form.
other.
Or each other. Like, I think I had my arm around her, and I removed my arm.
No contact.
You know, it was one of those where it's like, whew.
That was God punishing you for
Yeah.
picking that movie.
Yeah, it was just
God was
sweat.
punishing you
It was
for that.
not. It was not a pretty scene at all.
So my vote for best sex scene is Meet Joe Black. That's my vote.
Meet Joe.
That's a good sex scene.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it.
Of course you haven't
you haven't.
seen it.
Yeah.
I thought the love
Not
scene
your
in
kind of
Casablanca was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
That's not a
Um,
sex
That's
scene.
that's a kissing scene.
It's
It's
a
sex scene for him.
suggested scene.
That's as sexy as Mike gets.
That's a Mike Davis sex scene.
Have you seen him dance?
No, I don't dance. I don't dance.
If sex
So-
scene was khaki, that's what it is.
Douglas, that's exactly right. Thank you very much. Do blue khakis count? I have those on today. So Darcy wants to go to the movies one Christmas day, and I had some like stuff to do around the house. And so Reese and I are going to go see this new movie, Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh no.
Darcy walks in, introduces Reese to some of her friends that she teaches with. Some parents, I think, are there. They sit down, and the opening scene rolls. And
How
she's
old is
like,
Reese at the time?
Reese was, he had to be old enough to get in there. He's probably 20.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
he
So
was okay. He wasn't like a little
was an
kid.
adult.
Darcy was
He
still
was an
teaching,
adult,
right?
but Darcy was still teaching. And it's just like, she comes home and she says, "You're not going to believe." And I'm like, "What happened?" And then she tells me the whole opening scene stuff. And I'm
Oh,
like,
my gosh.
"Wow, that's what you get for going to the movies then." So,
Yeah.
That actress
She was-
had to get hammered to
she
do
was-
that scene.
Well, she did get hammered. I watched it. Oh, you mean drunk?
Yes.
Oh, that's different.
Yes. Not doing the
right.
weed, as you said on the morning show.
So along those lines, when Harry Met Sally, they have the classic dining rooms.
Yeah.
They have redone that for an ad. They have redone that for mayonnaise.
Okay.
No. Is this
and-
a Super Bowl ad? I'm going to have to
It
change the
is
channel.
a Super Bowl ad. I've seen the ad. It's absolutely hysterical. It is hilarious.
It's hysterical because you don't have a 13-year-old son that's going to be watching the Super Bowl sitting next to you on the couch.
I think that makes it more hysterical.
I'm
Yes,
gonna laugh
that I
even.
have a 13-year-old
I'm
son
gonna look
sitting
at
on the
Darcy and go,
couch.
"Amanda's sitting there watching this with her son." And
I'm
gonna
watching
laugh.
the Super Bowl, get this,
Yeah.
at a youth group party. It's a youth group Super Bowl party, and that ad's going to come on.
I suggest you work on hors d'oeuvres during that.
Work with mayonnaise.
Use a lot of mayonnaise.
Leave the room.
Yes.
Just leave the room.
Oh, come on.
And then somewhere in there, there's one with Miss Piggy. There's
Of
a
course.
there's a
She's back.
Muppet version of it too.
Yeah,
So,
I've seen the Miss
yeah.
Piggy one.
There's some hilarious stuff around them. So
Talking about pork, we need to talk about Jimmy Jam.
Jimmy Jam, let's talk about Jimmy Jam before I have
Talking about pork.
I have a question for Barbara
Yeah.
Jean, but you got to do Jimmy Jam first.
All right. Jimmy Jam Barbecue dinner fundraiser for young Troy. Troy Sabaka is healing from surgery. He's out of work for weeks and weeks and weeks. Let's help pay his bills, folks. We've got ribs for, brisket dinner with 2 sides, $25. Ribs with 2 sides, $15. Or you can get a full slab of ribs for $35. Pickup is February 16th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Melvin's Repair Shop. You can order the ribs at jimmyjamoutreach.com/upcoming. I'll put it in the comment.
Yeah. Melvin's is on Old Dixie. If
Old
you guys,
Dixie. Yep.
Behind the San Lorenzo Cemetery and next to the Flagler College Athletic Complex.
Okay, let's start.
Hey, I know where it is now.
Yeah, let's do the athletic complex instead of the cemetery because some of us might stay away from red meat if we talk about cemetery at our age.
I'm gonna go all in.
Yeah, I
I'm
am
all
too.
in on
I
the
am
Jimmy
too.
Jam stuff.
Yeah.
I'm
Slide
helping
in
young Troy.
sideways.
Yeah, young
I'm
Troy's
helping
the
young
guy.
Troy. Yeah, I got 100%.
Did something happen to our show?
I have a question
There we
It's
this
there. Your
morning.
app's just glitched.
So I hear that I might have been a topic this morning on the morning show. Maybe,
Yeah,
possibly.
we were talking about boring things.
Yes, I definitely should have been a topic.
Yeah.
I am the number one boring thing,
Yeah.
and man, I'm so proud.
Yeah,
There's
it's
some
actually,
people I had to beat out.
and I can tell you this, it's actually Ellen's fault.
Yes.
Because Ellen said our show Monday was flat, and then evidently you took it upon yourself to talk about how flat
You
our show
actually
was.
came into the meeting and said, yeah, it was kind of flat today.
No,
You actually threw all your other
She said-
co-stars under the bus.
No, she said it was flat. And I went, okay, I got you.
Uh-huh.
So,
So my question is, anytime I insult you guys,
Mm-hmm.
Barbara Jean has my back. Did Barbara
she did
Jean
not.
at any point
I
in
don't
time
think
this
that's true.
morning?
She did
Did
not
she
at
at any
all.
point in time this morning, did Barbara Jean go, you guys lay off Mike, I really like Mike?
Nope.
Okay, just checking.
Not once. Not in
Yes.
any comments I saw.
just want to see where I stand in Barbara Jean's
Barbara
defense
Jean
world.
called out.
Yes. So basically, if Barbara Jean was the United States, the morning show is NATO, and I'm the Ukraine. I'm out.
yeah, you're out.
I'm on the outs.
You're
I'm
out.
just not going to get protected. So
No,
yes.
because
You made fun of Davey one too many times.
Barb, you are probably in the 904 group.
Yes.
You're easily in the top 10.
I think there's only 7
But you're
of us.
closer to 10.
I know. So I know that several of you have dual appearances in that list before I come up. I got that. I'm fine with that.
Davey's
I'm
1 and 2.
I know Davey's in there. Davey's 100% in there.
Clay's
so-
still on that
Yes,
list.
I know.
Like Rick's also. We got Blake. So many
Just
people.
please don't get to 11 people because I don't want to fall out of the top 10. Okay? Can you guys just there can only ever be 10 people that work at this.
I think that's a
this-
conversation to have with Pete.
Pete, we're gonna have to renegotiate the contract. The lease is going up if I fall out of the top 10. I can fix this right now.
Good to have bargaining power.
Pete's firing like 2 people right before it's time.
Bye, Blake. Blake, it was nice working with you.
Blake's like, what?
Look at that smile I have for the thumbnail. Thanks, Blake.
Blake's gone.
I'm only here for research, man. So they kicked me out of the booth. He didn't like me putting Soldier Boy glasses on him. He didn't like all those photoshops. So yeah. So I
Why
guess.
didn't you send them to us? We'd have played them all day long.
All day
Oh,
long.
I should have.
You know what? I can download them out of his Canva.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
That's it.
And today we didn't even use any research. We just did a show about nothing.
It was
Well, actually,
Seinfeld.
Please say it was a
Seinfeld.
show about at least boring and me,
Yeah,
and
that's-
not nothing. Because if it was
that's
not
how-
nothing, I'm even falling lower.
How
in
do
the
you
ratings.
think you came up in the show? It was about nothing.
All right. So this is about something. This story came out last week. I don't know if you guys talked about it earlier in the week. St. Augustine was named by Booking.com
Okay.
as the most welcoming city in the United
Get out.
States.
They did not see the billboard.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, Pete, I completely blame Pete for this. Send him a couple text messages back and forth. But I'm laughing at this going, can we please stop? I mean, we're trying to be nice to people, and I encourage everybody to be nice. But when we're so nice that we get recognized by Booking.com as the nicest place, does that mean we just don't have that many New Yorkers here? Lenny excluded, of course.
Any New Yorker,
Yeah,
the
Lenny.
meanest St. Augustinian
It's still
is
nice.
nice.
Yeah, for sure.
in there right now.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It's a slower pace down here. It's tough to keep up. Right.
It is tough to keep up with the slower pace.
Yeah.
And Mike,
gotta work.
I meant to
congratulations.
keep up with New Yorkers, but yeah.
Congratulations. First time this week you made it to double digits.
No,
Not
actually,
true. Not
that's
true.
not
He was in
true.
planning and
Not true.
zoning
Not
on
true.
Tuesday, and Davey and I
Oh,
had the
thank goodness
show.
Davey.
Well, Davey shared, so you know.
Yes. Not true. Davey always carries the highest
Davey
viewership.
has 19 shares that he sends out.
Yeah.
So
How many
we were
groups does he subscribe to that he shares with?
we don't even know. I can tell you, as soon as it goes like to the early pre-show, he's over there. Like I'm surprised he doesn't sprain a thumb. Like how many times he's sharing to different groups. I think he's in a group in like Orlando and in Palatka.
Of course.
You know. So.
Plus the group from Mexico. He just went there.
Yeah.
He made friends there. So yeah.
He makes friends everywhere.
Amanda's got the group from the Middle East.
Okay.
Somehow I do. Our viewership's surprisingly high there.
Scary, but yes.
That's why I canceled my trip to the Middle East.
So anyway,
So where are you going to be?
I'm going to be here in St. Augustine, never traveling ever again.
Protected.
I do get overjoyed when we don't make the list of best snow towns. I'm kind of really glad that they don't have us on that list because we're on about every other list that there is. So best ski resort towns, we haven't made that one either. We should not try to make that one. We should just let that go.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, TDC's doing their job.
Yeah, they are.
Who's on that board?
I don't know. I'm up for re-election, so I can't.
I worked their function at the Renaissance.
I'm currently vice chair, but it might be the shortest term of vice chair if the board doesn't approve me to be on the regular one.
When is the approval? Because I'd like to go and speak at public comment.
No, I'm not going to tell you.
Let me see. Googling.
Google that thing. All right. So we did talk a little bit before the show, the 60 Minutes interview. Is it much to do about nothing? Is it a lot to do about something? Blake, let's start with you.
Doesn't really matter to me. She already lost. I don't see why this interview is considered election interference. I mean, I definitely seen parts and bits of the interview like that may have been said, like the Elon says, oh, this was doctors, this was that. It was like nothing major to me. So I don't think anything happens to 60 Minutes or CBS.
It's a $10 billion suit.
Right.
It's a $10 billion suit.
Right.
Okay, Lenny?
I'd call it a slap suit myself, but by that same token, again, you can find anything if you look deep enough, but does it matter? Did it really affect anything? Did it change people's votes? Did it really mischaracterize what she was saying?
I think he could have won New York without it. I'm just going to go there, Lenny.
Thank you for those 2 lunches.
Exactly.
You want to bet again on New York right now? How the November election went?
I bet I'm going to take the bet that Trump will never win New York again. So yes, I'll take that bet.
Finally, you understand.
Yes.
Wait, he's not going to come and run for mayor after his term?
I don't think he wants to live in New York.
So funny.
Oh,
Yes, it would.
He's
if
a
he got
Floridian.
elected,
It's funny
if
that
he got
Cuomo's
elected,
running.
it would be hilarious.
He's a Floridian now.
Yeah.
So we got that going for us.
We do.
Is he going to run for governor?
No,
Florida?
he's not. I think he's done
my gosh.
when this is over.
That's hilarious.
That would be
No,
funny.
he's got a job lined up.
Yeah.
He's going to be the general contractor for the Middle East Riviera in Gaza.
Perfect.
And you know what?
That's
the
going
thing
to be a hell of a wall.
Yeah, but in all fairness, that's the thing he's most qualified for.
Barbara
Not
Jean is
building
going to
walls?
love this.
No, building a resort
Barbara
and
Jean's
not
going to
paying
love
his
this.
and not paying his contractors.
Gutfeld said the first building they should open is the Gaza Strip Club. It's the first building they should open.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I have to give her credit. It's a phenomenal
that's
joke.
points.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a really good joke. All right, Troy Blevins, much to do about nothing or something.
I think it's a nothing burger. I really do. I think it didn't affect anything. It's in my opinion, it's politics getting into the way of some of these things, and I don't think it's what we need to be doing. So I think it's a nothing. I think it's a waste of the court system, and I really don't see how it affected or changed anyone's opinion in any way, shape, or form. Do you think it changed anyone's opinion?
I'm going to let Amanda speak first.
Okay.
And then I'm going to give my 2 cents for $1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's bad reporting if that's what you're asking, but I don't think it's. I mean, it's their information. What she said is what she said. What they held back is what they held back. Editing's always been a part of the news, so unfortunately, we didn't get the full story, which I agree with the Republican side of that. But it also doesn't say they have to give you the full story either.
You're up.
So I think it's an FEC violation if I heard correctly. I know the SNL appearance last minute was a violation, and it caused SNL to have to, I don't know, do a commercial for Trump or something
Trump
like
did a
that.
commercial on Sunday Live. Yep.
So to balance it out, there are election rules. If we're going to expect one side to follow the rules, then we need the other side to follow the rules. If it broke the rules, then whatever.
Okay.
Do the punishment. If it doesn't break the rules, then whatever.
Equal airtime. There is no way in hell that Kamala got close to the time that Trump had on air, because Trump sells advertisement. So it's the way it read. Because you and I, we had to abide by these rules when we were doing radio.
We're doing radio.
And it had to be equal time within the network. It didn't say when it had to be, but there is no way in hell Trump had less time than Kamala on any network.
I don't know kind of where all that falls. So my thoughts on this is, you expect a news agency, especially one that's CBS, that at one time had one of the 3 franchises to broadcast, to have to make it be a fair interview. They took out a word salad answer that she gave that made no sense. Took an answer for a question she
For
had
a different
for
question.
a different question, right? And plugged that in.
Okay. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, right.
So-
I was not
that's
aware
what
of
I'm
that.
talking
That's
about.
creative
Like,
editing.
And how they got caught is the preview for it showed the question and one answer, but the show showed the question and the edited answer. They outed themselves.
They outed themselves
right?
on the
So
editing.
the way I look at this is something like that. If somebody does an interview, you should air the interview as is.
Yeah.
Or not air the interview, but you got to air it as is.
Or
You can't.
you
I
can
didn't think they
edit the
crossed it.
final product, but on your website, everyone has a website. On your website, put the unedited video so that you can vet the edited version versus the
Well,
unedited.
that is
That's misleading.
that's very misleading.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought they just left out certain questions and chose to use certain ones, which happens in every interview.
They're
If
changing
you,
answers.
if you ever talk to anybody at the news, they're going to interview you for 20 minutes and they're going to show 2 of your answers.
And usually it's the
seconds.
worst 2 answers.
Yeah.
I don't know why they picked the worst 2, but it's usually the worst.
Yeah.
Sensationalism. But
I didn't know that portion of it.
Would you like to change your opinion?
No, I still think it's bad and that misleading. That CBS has got big pockets. They're gonna pay for that. There's gonna be some type.
They're
I think
paying
it's
money,
hilarious.
And here's my theory on this. Donald Trump could actually get the money from this suit from CBS if he doesn't get the suit overturned, that the one about his lawyer wrote a check to Stormy Daniels and it's illegal. He could probably get enough money from the CBS suit to pay that suit. So that's the part I'm laughing about. He's like, hey, we can get money from CBS to pay this. I think he's going to win. The other suit is going to be overturned. He's going to get his money and interest and everything back, and New York's going to regret it. But if not, it'd be hilarious if that's what happened.
He won another lawsuit against another news organization for defamation, and that money's going to his presidential library.
Right.
Is it entirely possible that his entire presidential library is going to be funded from lawsuits from people spewing bullcrap?
Wait a minute. Let's do it the right way. It's going to be a big, beautiful presidential library. The most people are going to say it's the most beautiful one ever. Completely funded by fake news.
But the only problem I have with this is it's a chilling effect on the First Amendment and newspapers. They walked into it. I understand that. But when you turn around and threaten a $10 billion lawsuit every time somebody says your name twice and you don't turn into Beetlejuice.
But that's not.
billion.
That's a false
Billion.
equivalency. They didn't just say something bad about Trump. They completely edited her
This is a
answer
fabrication.
off of a different question to make her look better.
and there were
so
threats
that's an
of
entirely
pulling
different
CBS's
thing.
license and taking them off the air.
Yes,
Well, the thing
because
is-
as a journalist,
false.
You have an obligation to report the news, not edit the news to help the person you want to win. They violated the First Amendment.
They changed
violated the First
And that
Amendment.
does change my opinion because
Yeah.
they changed the news.
Yeah.
It's one thing
Right.
to say, this is the question I asked and this is the answer. Okay, I didn't like that one, but I do like this question and answer. But they changed her answer, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And that's the part I did. I really don't care because she lost. I don't think it affected the thing,
Outcome.
but it does. It does make us.
So, but
New York.
now-
Hey, you don't throw me in with New York.
So close.
All right, but I need some clarification here on FEC equal time. Because
I don't think it applies to this.
That's
No,
not-
this one doesn't
no,
apply.
No,
Yeah.
but you're talking about Saturday Night Live and her popping in there, so now he had to get equal time.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much time did she get on Fox and Friends when he calls in every morning and talks to Ainsley What's-Her-Face?
But if
I think that's different because Fox News is cable. I think there's an issue when it goes to broadcast television.
but I will guarantee you,
That's a gray slide in this day and age.
I think there is something there
I
with
think he's
cable.
correct though.
because
I don't
it's
doubt it, but still, it's
Fox-
pretty slippery.
Fox
But also
doesn't
the
have
internet's got different rules as well.
Again,
Fox doesn't have a broadcast across the country. They have a cable that you pay for the subscription.
Right.
Right. ABC, CBS, NBC, PBS are allowed to broadcast a signal across the country, and there's rules that are associated with that.
I understand.
So these rules have been in place for a long time. She could have been on Fox News. I guarantee you, if her people called up and said, "I want to be on Fox News once a week too,"
She did.
They
She
would
did
have
an
had
interview.
her because it would have been a rating bonanza to have them firing questions at her that were completely different from the left wing media.
And you only have to ask.
Right.
They don't actually have to be there. You only have to ask.
yeah.
And you don't have to do it at prime time. You only have to ask. I mean, and that's, you know.
So he's on their big show at first thing in the morning, and she's on at 10 o'clock at night, or
They
midnight.
had her on prime time with, I think, Brett
What's
Baer.
the
Brett
equal?
Baer.
Isn't there an equal word there?
Lenny,
Equal
don't
time?
you remember
No.
the Brett Baer interview?
did
It was
Brett
started
Baer.
like this and it ended like this.
Yeah.
She answered the first question, and her crew started cutting and telling them to let's get out of here before this
She
gets
booked
even
40
worse.
minutes with Brett Baer, showed up late, and then they cut it at 20 minutes.
Yeah. And when we did radio, we
10
stayed,
minutes before it was going live.
For a prosecutor, she should be a little bit better on her feet. That's all I'm saying.
we stayed away.
Wow. Lenny.
What?
I don't even know. I don't even think he knows what he said. Oh, my God.
I was going to go back to Bobby when he was asking about knees in the comments earlier.
Yeah,
That's-
Bobby.
Oh.
A little early on that comment, Bobby. We'll explain it to you later
Thank you.
when you're older.
Yeah, we got time for that. Leave my childlike
my
heart out of this.
Gosh. It's so
But
funny.
I still don't understand SNL and NBC, because there's no way in hell any network that gets paid through advertisement wasn't using Trump in their comments, in stories, in those things. I guarantee you his time on NBC, even though it's a more liberal, but you know what? Trump sells. You and I know this. Like
Saturday Night
when the
Live would
first-
have had great ratings if they'd had him on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Trump sells. Like when our radio show was flat or khaki.
Or
What
Michael.
what I would say is I would say something negative about Trump, and then our phones would light up. Everyone
Yeah.
was mad at me, and so it's I can't see how there's any way.
So you've been baiting
NBC.
arguments your whole life.
Oh,
Oh,
always.
I'm glad you finally figured out Troy's
I
mojo.
got thrown out of a baseball game I was coaching at the coaches meeting for a call the day before. So
Couldn't
yeah.
let it go, could you, Louis?
No,
Just couldn't let it go.
absolutely not. Absolutely
Right.
not.
Just really quickly, the U.S. Aid Department, which has apparently spent a lot of money in a lot of places, including $8 million with Politico.
Not just USAID. That was government wide.
USA,
Let's
well,
clarify.
I got 8.1 million from USAID from the article I read. So my
Yeah,
article could be
okay.
wrong. I'm not going to say it's 100% right. We are using it for a trivia question later, though.
Okay.
So I just want to warn you.
I don't even know what the hell those initials mean.
It's United States
Agency for International Development.
But they were using the money for all these pet liberal causes. And
And Republican.
they were using it for a lot of pet liberal causes. I don't think a transgender coloring book is a Republican pet cause. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is.
Oh, so you're saying that the only people that have pet causes are Democrats?
No.
Okay.
We haven't found where the Republicans' pet causes
Because
are.
they're not
but
going to
hang
do
on,
it with what's in the office right
hang
now.
on. We just haven't gone to the Pentagon yet.
Yeah.
Just wait till we
Yeah.
get to the Pentagon. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea what they're spending on stuff. But the person running it was Samantha Power. Samantha Power was in the Obama administration. She was actually I believe, our UN ambassador for a while. I watched a show years ago on HBO. They have an investigative series. I can't remember what the name of it is. Vox was involved in it, I think, as well. But I watched the show on her, and I thought
Is that the
this.
circus one?
No. I thought
Okay.
that was on Showtime.
Okay.
I thought this
Axios?
Axios. Thank you very much, genius Blake Blevins. Look at him blush.
cheated.
'cause
He
got
was
it
looking.
right.
I am.
It
He was
doesn't matter to
looking.
me.
He was
Yeah.
looking. He cheated.
He does research.
Yeah.
I don't care how
It's
he
not
does
trivia.
it. I don't care how he does it. But anyway, the Axios show, I watched that show and I was like, this woman's dangerous. And when I'm reading about this organization and the money they're throwing all over the world for causes that have, I mean, the top 6 countries that got money from them hate us. Why? It doesn't matter how much money you pay them. It's like paying an ex-wife after a divorce. She's never going to be happy.
Oh, that stripper really liked me though.
It's just so for her to be in charge. When I found out she was in charge, I said, "There's more dirt here than you can possibly imagine."
No,
I just don't. I've watched her career, and I'm like, I think she asked 17 or 19 times, I don't have the number exactly right, to unmask Michael Flynn after Trump won the election.
Mm-hmm.
She did everything she could to get his name in the public that he was somehow doing something illegal with the Russians.
Mm-hmm.
She was the one. 17 times she tried to unmask his name.
Yeah. For Jackson's defense mechanism.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of, I think you're going to see a lot more. I'm perfectly fine with what Doge is doing because I think we're wasting tons of money in every one of these government departments. It's going to
The
pet
singer?
projects for everybody. I don't think Republicans are going to get out of this whenever it comes through. But I think you're going to see supposedly quite a few employees that I think they have until next Thursday
Well, the judge put a stop on it today.
on the retirements of people.
Yep.
That'll get overturned. When it gets to the Supreme Court, we own the Supreme Court. Just admit it, Lenny. We won that battle.
Oh, and it troubles me because I'm wishing good things for John Roberts because everything Trump is doing is putting. Oh, maybe he's trying to get him out. That makes more sense. Clarence Thomas swearing in everybody he can, and Ginny holding the Bibles. But
I like her.
so does Trump.
I like the flag she flies. Or is that Alito's
That
wife?
was Alito's
I like
wife.
her too.
Pick a flag. She's got two of them up there. No, Ginny's just trying to stop the steal as hard as she could.
So Amanda doesn't get the answer to this question because I don't think she or I are capable of answering it. Because Troy would tell her we're not. If you're a Democrat, Blake, if you're advising the Democrats, what strategy would you advise them to take right now to get back on their feet? Because right now, every time they roll Chuck Schumer out to a presser, it just gets worse for them.
Mm-hmm.
He's not doing well.
No, he's awful.
And screaming and yelling at the microphone and the people is not going to do well. So what advice would you give Democrats?
Damn. It's very popular on Twitter right now. I'll definitely. I think obviously you need like a short-term star right now, and that's already been established. So I think going deeper down the AOC route is for right now. Long term, there's a lot of people throwing around.
No.
Well, I'm glad
Listen.
Go ahead.
Stephen A. Smith. Someone's been saying Stephen A. Smith should be a candidate for president.
Oh my gosh.
Does anybody
I
that
don't even
watches
know.
ESPN even like Stephen A. Smith?
No, he's horrible. He's horrible.
These currently somebody's building a Kalshi, Kalshi or whatever, like the election trading site. They have him at 7%. Kamala Harris is at 5%.
You know why?
If you're gonna,
Because he's spoken out about the election. That's why his name's in
if
the
you're
hat.
gonna go with the sports guy, see if you can get Charles to jump on
I
your
hear
side.
Herschel Walker's
Yeah.
open.
No.
No. They shipped him off to Bermuda.
I heard Kurt Schilling is available. Lenny,
Steal money from Rhode
Butker's going to
Island.
be available after he kicks the winning field goal. You guys can have him. He'll go over really well at the DNC.
Yeah.
Lenny, what advice would you give?
You've
been in politics.
I have.
Winning side, losing side. What advice would you give the Democrats right
Get your shit together and get a better message. Because their messaging, and I said it on this show, I've been saying it for years, Democratic messaging is horrific. They can't get out of their own way. And I think that's the biggest problem. Whether they get too wonky or what, they just can't communicate to the public.
Well, one of the
Well,
things
yeah.
that I think is crazy is they've had this reaction. Whatever Trump does, they hate. So Trump cut government funding for stupid stuff. And they go out and say, we got to have the stupid stuff. You almost got to let him have that win and then go find something else to fight about. Because right now they're making campaign commercials for Republicans in the midterms. This is what Democrats want to bring back. And they're going to roll that list of all this money going overseas. They're making the commercials right now for the midterms for the Republicans.
And then the commercial. Sorry.
Here's the difference. Republicans let go of gay marriage. Republicans let go of legalizing marijuana. They used to die on that hill.
All the time.
They used to die on that hill. Even abortion, they've softened, and they still say this is our stance, but they've softened that a little bit and don't make it the forefront. in football, what position is the most important position?
The referee, if you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, answer the damn question. Some people are funny. Some people try and be funny.
Lenny gave me a thumbs up.
Absolutely.
And that's not true
Amanda
either.
Ralph,
It's
she
true.
doesn't
No,
even
it's not
understand
true.
sports.
Taylor Swift is going to be there.
Trust me, there's gonna be
There's going to be a proposal at the end of the game.
All superstar, and then this it went to Brady too, and everybody, he always gets a call. It went to Jordan, he always gets a call. Well, if there's a superstar out there, it's always perception that they always get the call.
They didn't give it to bench.
You know,
Over and under and how fast it's going to take for Bobby to put 14 in the comments. Over and under for how long it's going to take for Bobby to put, do they have 14 players on the team in the comments? Because it's been every single day
No,
this
it's
week.
not a factor. There's 20 different reasons you lost the game.
Yeah.
So don't blame the referees. As a former referee, someone would come up and argue with me. I said, I won't miss a single call if you don't miss a single shot.
All right. So
So,
you asked me what question? Who's the most important
well,
player?
who's the most important person?
Quarterback.
Quarterback.
Yeah.
All right. We know clearly who
Bobby
the
says
quarterback
kicker.
is on the Republican side.
Elon Musk.
Hush your pie hole. We're trying to have a grown-up conversation.
He's right.
These 20-year-olds are running roughshod. They're going and doing whatever they want.
You had zero problems when the 20-year-olds were running the Biden administration, so you calm down.
They're touching his Social Security money, Amanda.
How many times did you get dropped as a baby with that statement? Okay? No, but I can tell you, there's still dents in that head if that's what you think.
You can
Trump
see him
is-
now too.
I think it was
Trump
the
is
forceps,
clearly
actually.
the quarterback.
Yes.
All right. On the Democrat side,
Yeah.
they don't have a quarterback. As far as what I see and the public accepting in a lot of different ways, AOC, too polarizing. The only person that might be able to pull them together, to me right now, in their dugout, is Mayor Pete, because he doesn't bring a whole lot of hatred from that side. He's a smart guy, but he doesn't bring a whole lot of hatred with him. Now, on your Republican side,
You know he's
they
gay,
might-
right?
Yeah, I know he's gay.
Just want to get sure.
But how many Democrats do you know that are haters of gay people?
Very few.
All right. Now, if you go to the other party, you might find a bigger.
Now that is an overgeneralization.
That's my point.
That I will tell you is wrong. Because as you said earlier in your conversation,
They let go of
we
Treasury.
give up on gay
You
marriage.
let go of it
With the
because
Secretary of the Treasury.
well, you guys let go of it, and it helped you to let go of those items. And you guys recognize where the Democrats are still dying on the hill on things that they're not going to win.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Well,
against law enforcement and against military, you're never going to win that. And when they talk about them spending too much or doing these things, the Democrats lose that argument way, way too much.
When your stance is, I do not want violent criminals taken out of the country that are here illegally, you are not going to win.
That's the
You
law
are not
enforcement
going to
side.
win.
That's what I'm talking about.
And when every person that stands up against ICE right now is a Democratic mayor, you can just scratch them off the list of potential candidates to run for president. They're done. Now, in their party, they might win the nomination, but they are not going to win the presidency.
correct.
They're done.
Yeah.
They're done.
So
But-
you got to
but by
let
that
go of
same
the
token-
big polarizing items, and
Right.
that's what Republicans have done better than Democrats in the last.
Well, with the current
2 years.
makeup of the Supreme Court, I think the Republicans are playing a long game on just gay marriage right there because there's a full expectation that it'll come back before the court and get overturned.
It's not coming back.
I don't think so.
It's not coming back.
I
before
don't
the
think so
court.
because the public outcry of that
Let-
would make that shift happen.
Let
So-
me explain to you why it's not coming back. Roe versus Wade passed.
Mm-hmm.
Conservatives began fighting for pro-life the day after it passed. They have not quit. No matter what battle they've won or lost over the years, they have not quit. Gay marriage, Supreme Court comes down and hands that down. There hasn't been a march. There hasn't been an organization. There hasn't been a movement. Nobody has said we're going to get together once a year and lament the fact that marriage was changed by the Supreme Court. Not one person. And so that cultural battle is over. It ain't coming back.
Yeah.
Good.
What now? What about the possibility? What about the possibility of trans marriage being brought up to the Supreme Court?
I think, like, at this point in time, there's no, you can marry whoever you want to marry.
Yeah,
I told Troy
right.
years ago, I fully expect at some point in time people to petition the court and say, well, we're a throuple and we want to get married, and use the
That
same
is going
argument.
through the courts.
And I think you're going to see that too. once you open it up, it's very difficult under the regulation. If you're 2 consenting adults or 3 consenting adults, how do you tell people no?
Yeah, but
so
if you're
I don't
going-
see any of that affecting it.
But I understand your point about a throuple, but how does that fly in the face of polygamy?
That is polygamy.
That's my point, which is
polygamy.
illegal.
I fully get that, but it's consenting adults.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you
The
use the
Supreme
consenting
Court-
adult argument
That's
and then,
the fact that
and
don't
then
ask, don't tell.
The Supreme Court decided that love is love. That was like part of the verbiage. So if love is love, that's where all of these other offshoot organizations are trying to tag into that definition so that they can get their thing legal.
Yeah, but I mean, my whole point was Republicans were really, if we go back 10, probably even longer back than that, like 15 years ago, they were willing to die on that hill for that.
Yeah.
And then public outcry says, no, that's not the hill you need to die on. The Republican Party went, oh, okay, we got you, public outcry, and they paid attention to that.
Cut your losses.
And they let that go. They let that go, and when they let that go, they found bigger success and better success. Democrat Party, they really got to understand the safety of our people and family people is number one. And you start attacking things like, illegals. Illegals, I don't know if you know my theory. My theory is we charge them. We're talking about people
it's a great idea.
giving money to countries that hate us. We start charging them for everyone we have to send back of taking away from their aid. You're going to start seeing Mexico do a
Are
better
you
job.
tariffing illegals?
Yes. Yes.
he is. Well, here's the other thing.
And I've said it for years.
We're going to go to trivia. Keely had a great comment. She said, didn't Dennis Rodman marry himself?
Yes.
Keely, he married himself, he cheated with himself, and then he divorced himself.
Yeah.
So it kept it in the family.
Actually, the reason was
Amanda,
irreconcilable.
don't try to explain it to everyone.
Nope,
That's too
I won't.
graphic. I know you would.
Yeah, the cause of divorce was irreconcilable differences.
Yes. That's true.
The right and left hand just couldn't come together.
Yeah. Oh,
Not what I heard about Rodney.
man.
That's why.
I'll be quiet.
Think of the dynamic.
You guys, we're going to do trivia before Amanda gets us in any more trouble with
Cancel.
the sponsors, the censors, the reasonable people, the
I'm
moms
why
in
we
the group.
can't make
So,
money
yes,
and why
we-
Casey Agency is so great.
I know the
They
case.
give a crap.
Okay.
Wrong read.
We moshed up the reads.
So I don't know. We'll leave that one. It's kind of, we're going to go with that. All right. So we talked about migrants. You had a question. So in 2023, how much money, tax dollars, did the U.S. government give to Episcopal Migrant Ministries in 2023? It's a U.S. organization. It helps handle migrants that have gotten here to the United States. I'm assuming in 2023, because the Biden administration, we had a lot that were coming over illegally and we're trying to deal with them. So the government gave the Episcopal Migrant Ministries how much money?
The Episcopal Church.
The Episcopal Church. So this is the
So
great
the
thing about this
Episcopal Church
question.
has different ministries underneath it. This is specifically the migrant ministry inside the Episcopal
All right.
Church.
If you ask the government, Democrats specifically, to give money to churches to educate kids, the answer is no.
No separation of church and
Absolutely
state.
not church and state. However, taking care of illegals that are here, we're okay with
Through
that.
the church.
Through the
Through the
church.
church, yeah.
So
Okay, got
the
it.
hypocrisy there is only a Washingtonian thing. Amanda, how much money?
I'm gonna say 800,000.
I'm gonna go 6.9 million.
Lenny?
120 million.
Whew. Wow, that's a range for you, Blake.
There's a lot of Episcopalians. It's
No, there aren't.
It's humanitarian. Well,
They're getting fewer and fewer.
As an Episcopalian, I can tell you there are not a lot of Episcopalians.
yeah, but is this a conversion effort?
Like, what do you got 800K, you got 6.9
It's all
million, you
over
got
the place.
120 million. What are you thinking, brother?
I am saying $11,978,808.32.
How much?
11.8.
11.8 million. Now, this is tough to figure out, but Blake is actually going to win this. He is. The actual answer is $53 million.
Yeah, he won.
So
Yeah.
so Sherry had the
wasn't
closest
so far
answer
off.
online.
No.
She had 44. I'm giving Sherry
I
a
should have
point.
went with
I'm giving Blake a
69.
point.
I went with 6.9. I should have stayed with 69.
$53 million is absolutely amazing. All right.
Hello.
Yes,
It's
Len,
me. No, it's me.
it's you, Troy.
Don't try and jump me in
you're,
this.
since
Yeah.
you're,
Chat
since
and
you're a
cut.
mogul,
Trust me,
a
I'll
real
take
estate
yours.
mogul, and you use construction workers, what percentage of U.S. workers today are in a union?
Percentage of total U.S.
Total construction workers across the entire United
Just
States.
construction.
Construction workers, just construction workers, not all workers. What percentage of construction workers are in a union?
See, this is tough because we're in Florida.
Right.
So I mean, my numbers are
Would it
completely.
be easier if you were in New York?
Well,
Yes,
the number would be
absolutely,
completely different.
Absolutely.
They
But
would
it's
be
across
skewed
the
the
United
other way.
States. It's
They'd be
we're
skewed
just
the other
one
way.
of 50
Yeah.
states.
I'm gonna go with. Between Michael Jordan and then Larry Bird. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Larry Bird at 33%.
33% are in a union. Lenny?
I'm going 35%.
Lenny's at
New
35.
York would be 70%.
Blake?
Yeah, and maybe 80.
Ooh, union. We're not a good union state.
And this was just construction.
Just construction.
Just
All right.
Nationwide, though.
I might even
All right,
die.
let's see. I'm gonna say 36%.
Ooh, he went the other way.
36%.
So we're gonna have to hit it on the
Yeah,
head.
that's
Yeah.
what she's.
I'll say 37.
You're trapped in the middle.
37%.
I was like,
Okay.
should I go under?
Be exact.
But it's construction.
This is the second lowest number of union percentage in the history of construction
So
workers.
99%.
10.3%
Wow.
are
I
in
should
a
have gone
union.
under.
10.3. So I don't. Sherry
I'm
is
so glad you didn't.
Sherry's crushing this
I was
thing
worried.
right
I was
now.
like, I think I'm high.
I know.
Oh,
I was
no.
like,
That's
ugh.
what I said. I said we went too high.
Yep. 10.3% nationwide. 89.7%
Sopranos
are
lied to
not
me.
in a union.
Yeah.
Not in a union.
What is the biggest in the carpenters or the electricians?
Well, you got carpenters, you got electricians, you got pipe fitters, you got all kinds of different trades.
Yeah.
But if you look at
I'm
all those
assuming that carpenters
trades,
is the
Steam
biggest.
fitters.
you've
Yeah.
got some blue states where there's
Steel
there's
workers.
unionized, but then the rest of the country, I mean, across the southeast, very few unless you're in a big city like Atlanta. Jacksonville, WW Gay's a union shop, so there's a lot of non-union.
Pretty much all the elevator guys are union
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Lenny,
Hi.
this is a great question. The United States shares a border with Canada.
It does?
The 49th
Nuh-uh.
parallel
Utah does.
is the longest section of that border, right? But parts of Canada are below the 49th parallel in the eastern part of the continent.
I learn that every time I get a trivia
What?
question wrong.
What percentage of Canadians live below the 49th parallel? What percentage of Canadians live below the 49th parallel?
55%.
Yeah, because it includes Toronto and.
No.
Why are you saying no to him?
Oh, yeah.
Why are you saying you already said your number? You're coaching him over here.
I like him.
All right, all
Have you
right,
not played this game before?
all right. What was the number Lane said?
He said
55.
55.
All right, so that includes Toronto.
He's drawn a beautiful map over there. He's a cartographer.
Okay.
He also doesn't know it's disinformation.
Oh shit. 62%.
62%.
All right, I'm going 69%.
It's actually 70%. And if you go a little lower, 50%. If you get even lower, it's 50% at that. And
So you knew
Detroit-
that answer too.
Detroit is one of the few cities, if you drive south,
Yeah.
that's how you get to
You
Canada.
know what you just cost yourself? The second right answer in this question.
70%.
The 70% is right, but you
70%.
could have picked up the 50% because that was the next
I was
question.
so close.
The actual question is what
You do owe
percentage
me
of
one.
Canadians live below the state of Washington in the United States?
It's
50%.
50% is the number.
50%. So you only get 1 point for
Okay,
having two
I'm
right
sorry,
answers.
I robbed myself.
Yes, you robbed
I was ready to get
yourself.
too smart.
What was your
Yes.
answer?
Smarty Pants was 70%. It's exactly 70%.
By the way, Sherry's in the lead because she has not missed a question.
Yeah.
Get it,
She's not
Sherry.
missed a question. Okay, how many other Western
You owe me one, by the
developed
way.
countries, Blake, have birthright citizenship?
How many other countries?
Developed. There are countries around the world. I'm talking about countries in Europe, Western countries that are developed. There's a lot-
Total number of
total
countries.
number that have birthright citizenship. There are countries in Africa. There's countries in Asia. Not talking about those countries. Just in the Western world, what percent? What number? What
percent.
number? What number? What number?
No, what number? How
What
many
number?
countries?
How many other countries?
I think I know Mexico and Canada are ones as well. So at least I know there's two. I'm gonna say 7.
Blake's got 7. Amanda?
Yeah. Bring out your 69 now, lady.
6.9. 6.
All right.
I'm going to go 0.
Troy's at 0. Lenny?
I'll go 12.
Lenny's at 12.
I think Troy's right.
The actual answer is 1.
Ooh.
1.
What is it?
That's the next question. That's the next question. It's an excellent question. It's right on that.
Way ahead of the game.
Way ahead. By the way,
Western nation with
Sherry
birthrights.
also got that one right. So Sherry's rocking this game right now.
Turn off your internet, Sherry.
Put your phone down.
All right.
No, don't put your phone down. We want you to watch.
Right,
Just
well,
quit looking it up on your other phone. What country? What,
Oh, wait,
No, it's me.
what Western developed country?
You said Canada and Mexico have it. Obviously not true. I don't think Mexico does. I'll say Canada because they're a loft apartment over a really cool party.
I do think it's Canada.
Lenny?
I'm on the bandwagon, Canada.
Blake?
Canada.
Smart answer for all of you.
Hey, I got
It
a
was Canada, and it's nice for Lenny and Amanda to join the game. So, yes.
You know what?
And apparently Sherry's internet was a
What
little
she-
locked up
what
on
she
that last
said.
answer.
She went with Mexico.
No, it's the first one she's missed. It might pop up Canada any second now. But, okay. This is a Barbara Jean question. Who's up? Troy?
It's Troy.
Yeah.
All right. So, in what European country was an Army major, United States Army major, off the base, was drugged and bitten by strippers? What country, what European country did this happen in?
European country.
European country. European country.
One of our.
One of our majors left the base for a little fun and frolicking. Apparently went to
Just
some
one.
strippers.
Frolicking.
Got drugged by the strippers and ended up getting bitten by the strippers. I
Right.
don't know if he paid.
Vampires?
I don't know if he paid extra for that or not. But they
You
did.
do have to pay extra for
Did you
that.
have to pay extra for that?
Blake,
Blake, have you paid extra for that?
Poor Blake.
what country would this happen
Yes.
in? I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Germany.
Got Germany.
I agree.
Safe word.
Germany. Blake.
Pineapple.
How many points do I have right now?
You
Not
have
many.
2. Troy, your dad has 4.
4?
Troy is your dad, by the way.
And
Troy,
I have
your dad
4.
has 4. Not young Troy, but
Hush.
your dad, Troy.
Yes.
Dang, Germany.
Germany, bandwagon vote. Amanda, you only got 1. What are you going to do?
I'm going to say Poland.
The correct answer is Poland.
Oh,
The correct answer is Poland.
High volume of strippers in Poland.
The polka's big there in strip
Yeah.
joints, I hear.
Polka.
Okay. So, who's up next? Lenny?
nothing.
Lenny.
Lenny.
Okay.
Lenny, did the
So
Army
Germany.
meet its recruiting requirements in the month of December?
No. Oh, December?
In the month of December.
No.
Blake?
No.
Amanda?
It worked for me to be different last time. I'm going to say yes.
No, I'm yes also. First time in a while.
Bandwagon.
It is they're correct. Yes, for the first time in a while, they were averaging 350 new recruits a day.
You've been reading
The first time in 15 years they had that many recruits in
Surreal.
December. So the first time they had that many recruits in December. In January, they did extremely well as well. Oh, I hate this question for you, Amanda. I'm so sorry. Blake,
Wait.
there's NCAA football teams. There's 5 that have never in their history of playing football
NCA.
have they lost 9 games in a season. What are the 5 teams that have never lost 9 games in a season? By the way, Sherry's tied with you, Troy.
Okay. I'm gonna.
There are 5 teams. We have
5 teams. We're going to go around.
to. Okay.
We'll go
Okay.
around
I'm gonna
twice.
say big one. It definitely wasn't. I'm not Notre Dame. I'm gonna say Ohio State. I'm sorry.
Blake's got Ohio State. Troy? Oh, I'm sorry, Amanda.
Amanda.
Skipped right over you.
I don't know. I'm going to say Ohio State.
See, I'm going to go something. We're just talking. Doesn't have to be major teams. We're talking NCAA Division One.
Division 1 teams. Yep.
Have
never had a season where they lost 9 games.
I'm going to go with one of the smaller ones. I'm going to go with like Harvard.
Harvard. All right. Lenny? Harvard.
Well, I know it's not Cornell. And that's for sure.
Your team was so terrible.
The hens have been cooked more than a few times.
Yeah. Your cheerleaders were smart. They're like, throw that spherical.
I'm going to go with Ohio State.
All right. So we got 3 Ohio States in round 1. All right. Round 2. Blake?
No, I'm gonna say USC, Southern California.
USC. Amanda?
I don't know. I'll say Alabama. I don't know.
Okay.
Very good one, actually.
And if I'm playing the game in defense, I'll say Ohio State. Ohio State, because that way it makes me the same as you guys. And you can't gain on me or lose on me one way or the other.
Lenny?
I'm going with the smart sportscaster. I'm taking Alabama.
Alabama.
Never go with me on a sports question.
Never. No. It's like voting Democrat. Don't ever do it, Lenny. It never works out. Never go to that. All right, so here are the schools.
Okay.
Somebody might lose a point. We might have to take a vote about this. So, Georgia,
Okay.
Tennessee, Oklahoma, Ohio State. So everybody gets a
Good job,
point,
Blake.
including Sherry, who had them. Sherry got like 3 guesses in there. Let's see, Lenny, blah, 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 blah. And Sherry's got 6. Okay. And this is the one where we should discuss if somebody should lose a point.
Mm-hmm.
The school that is the 5th, that has never lost 9 games in a row, and it is a smaller school. You are right about that. The University of Miami.
We had some bad years.
Shame on you, Troy Blevins.
It feels like it was just a couple of years ago that happened.
You took Harvard over Miami.
I forgot.
I know the SAT scores are pretty close,
I can
but
tell you
I
this.
mean, you took Harvard over Miami.
The 70s were not good to the University of Miami. We only have one player in the 70s, and it was Otis
I
Anderson.
can't believe
More arrests
you
than
didn't take
wins.
the University of Miami.
That was still the 80s more than the 70s, though. So
So this is the last question we're going to do today because we're right at the bump, really. It's a little sad, but bear with me, right?
Okay.
So we had the plane crash outside of Philadelphia, right? There was a 10-year-old boy on the ground with his dad and his siblings. They're in the car when it crashed. He tried to shield his sister. Piece of shrapnel hit him in the head, embedded it in his head. They had to run him to the hospital.
Why are you doing this to me?
Hang on. Just bear with me. I told you it's tough. They told his parents after surgery, don't know if he's going to make it or not. He survived. When he woke up, what was his first question? When he woke up, what was his first question? One of his first questions.
Who is it?
Is it me?
Little boy. Yep. Amanda, it's you.
Yeah, it's me. I'm going to say, is my sister okay?
Same.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask what his sister's name is.
Yeah.
Right.
Is such and such okay?
That's my sister.
yeah, I'm gonna say is my sister okay?
He looked at his dad. There was a little question about what day it was. Was there a football? Did we play yesterday? He's a huge Eagles fan. Did we play? And then he looked at me and says, did I save my sister?
Oh,
That was his question. Did I save my sister?
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was just an amazing for a little boy to go through the trauma that he went through. Thank God that they were able to save him. And the mom and the dad were just extremely grateful for the surgeons that were able to do that. So Sherry has tied you.
You made fun of me, and look at that.
You came back.
Look at that.
You came back. Lenny had 4. Blake had 4.
Wow.
Amanda had 5. Troy had 7. And
Could have had more
Sherry
if I didn't take
had
Alabama
one of the
with you.
highest
Exactly.
scores we've ever had
for a
for an online player. I think Cappy was up there one time too. So yeah, Sherry and Troy, congratulations. All right,
and I would have had one more if I'd have kept my mouth shut about the other one.
yes, you would have. You could have won it, and your big fat I know it all mouth just got in the way.
I was like, you and I saw the same meme or
The
something.
fact that you don't know. Well, maybe I was going to ask that question.
Yeah.
All right, something I don't know. What's on Bollox tonight?
On Bollox, we're talking about famous last words. like famous people in their last words
Mhm.
that are out there. And, like Adam says, at least Jefferson survives or something like that. And he didn't realize
didn't.
Jefferson had already
They
died
died at the
earlier.
same time.
Yep.
So there's a lot of things like that. And a lot of famous people had some very interesting last words for sure.
And I got a lot of infamous ones too.
Infamous ones
Infamous
that may or may
ones.
not be true. Actually,
No. These are I took a whole different tact. I did people who knew they were going to die.
Mhm.
A lot of death row prisoners.
Well, that's morbid.
Speaking
Yeah, well, at least they know their last words are going to be their last words. It's not
I'm
like
going to
you-
enjoy half of the show.
I'm not dead yet. A couple of them are pretty funny, actually.
yeah. So no, there's some really interesting ones out there, and if you do real factual, the most common famous last words. Oh, damn!
Ouch.
Some of us
That
are
really
funny.
hurt.
Some of us are funny.
Watch the show and you'll see a funny guy.
All right. Blake, what do you have this weekend?
Yes. Watching the superb
No more
Owl
mic for
Bowl.
you.
Who you got money on?
There you go.
Who do you think's going to win?
I can't disclose that publicly, Mike.
All right.
You wouldn't bet. That's illegal.
Around the table, who do you have? Chiefs or Eagles?
I think the Chiefs win, but I don't feel good about it because Taylor Swift didn't get any Grammys.
I'm rooting for the Eagles just because, I don't want that dynasty to continue.
You just don't want Miami to not have a record of being a team that won 2 Super Bowls, tied with 5 other
We
teams.
did, well, no, we won two in a row. We won 2 in a row. We never won the third one.
No.
They've already done that. So I mean, they've already surpassed them in the numbers.
Yeah, but not in a row.
I don't want 3 peats.
Okay.
I think
I'm taking the Eagles, and my only fear in this game is that there'll be a reverse reaction with the officials not calling things that should have been called in favor of Kansas City because they're afraid of being pointed out for it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm Patrick Mahomes, I would slide a lot earlier this game.
All right, I got the Chiefs. It's not if there's 4 seconds left. There's 0.4 seconds left, and he has to get from the 1 yard line to get a touchdown. It's a done deal. I don't know how many tackles Travis Kelce will break.
He's
I'm
got
just telling
pivot
you.
hips.
Yeah.
he's the Brady of this decade.
Yes.
He's the best quarterback out there. But I do believe the Eagles have the best running back in the league with Saquon right now, and if they can control the ground game, they might be able to control the game. The Eagles, if they can, it's all about how well they rush the ball. So, and not give the ball back to Mahomes.
Well, there you go.
They got to keep it out of his hands.
And the Eagles' offensive line is much bigger than the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The tush push will be in play.
All right,
That's my favorite move.
and we will end on that note. We started the show on that note, and we'll end the show on that note.
You're welcome, Louis.
Ah, man. Louis, she's coming home, Louis. Look out! All right, we'll see.